George R.R. Martin pulled a fine trick with Khal Drogo and his people wherein we actually find ourselves understanding their honor code. Good things about the Dothraki include: Khal Drogo tries his best to treat Daenerys well, and she falls in love with him because of it. While Drogo is only one individual, he serves as our primary representative of the culture, and thus his attributes say something about that culture. Drogo is a brutal man, but he is not a sadist. He can be cruel, but shows no signs of chasing cruelty above all other things like a Ramsay Bolton. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. The Dosh Khaleen's existence makes quite clear that all women are not mere property in Dothraki culture. There is a place for women, some women, in leadership positions that are respected by the men. That's no given in a culture built around brute force like the Dothraki are. Deep loyalty exists between those who lead a khalasar together. This is a distinct contrast from what we see in Ironborn culture, wherein House Greyjoy seems to see their kin as rivals first and foremost. The Dothraki consider blood magic morally wrong. You can debate whether if blood magic should be seen as more morally grey than flat-out wrong, but it's telling that a culture as violent and destructive as the Dothraki still rejects certain types of actions forbidden. But make no mistake, the Dothraki are a toxic culture that has existed to make Essos a worse place the entire time they've existed, and it's worth noting that they are likely an offshoot of the Jogos Nhai, a group that lives east of the Bone Mountains. Like some of the Jogos Nhai came west and mixed with western Essosi people such as the Sarnori, who the Dothraki call the tall men, and likely gave the Dothraki extra height that the Jogos Nhai don't have. The Jogos Nhai are a violent people too. It's a violent world, but they do not fight amongst themselves the way rival khalasars do. The basis of their culture's prosperity is not simply pillaging and slaving. The Dothraki thus can be seen to represent how a more sustainable, admirable culture becomes corrupted by a new landscape. In this case, it was the dominating presence of the slave-craving Valyrians that likely turned the Dothraki into what they are today. Jorah Mormont in the books tries to explain to Daenerys how he started by seeing them as worthless barbarians in the beginning, only to understand later that they do have value, and are more than they seem to be on first impression. But Jorah is mostly talking of their worth as fighters, riders, merchants, horse breeders, and so on. I guess we might try to see the horse breeding thing as a positive one. Drogo, in the books, is slightly curious about other Essosi and maybe even Westerosi cultures and customs. He seems to know a few words in the common tongue, has a manse in Pentos despite belonging to a nomadic group, and is ready to marry a foreigner. He dies rather soon in the saga, but maybe he did have a few redeeming qualities, who knows. If I really wanted to try and see something positive in their culture, they seem to value their own bonds and ties, friendship, people whom they respect, and so on. I also suppose that the sense of freedom one can get by traveling with a khalasar when Dothraki or a friend, not as a slave, of course, might be electrifying, as Daenerys seems to feel. Their society is violent, with institutionalized misogyny to the point of semi-ritual rape. They sell slaves and destroy the property of more peaceful, harder working people. But, unlike nearly every culture on Planetos, they think magic is evil, and I think that in the context of the story, they are correct. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.